Stribling in the house with the Magnolia Sports Association. You have an All-Star Weekend coming up here for football. I know you do a couple different sports,
yes, sir.
But your football one is coming up. And tell us about your All-Star Weekend.
Man, it's just a weekend that we try to bring the whole Magnolia together for a celebration of all the student athletes. It's a little different than the Mississippi, Alabama, and the Bernard Blackwell, and even the private school All-Star game, for the simple fact that we're the first All-Star game in the state that showcases public and private school together. And now we're doing it on the senior level, 10th grade level, and now adding the 8th grade level. So, man, it just done flourished.
Yeah, and this is going to be the 4th year you do this. And how much easier is it to build this All-Star game? I bet you it just gets better and better every year.
Yeah, it do. Like I said, like I was telling you backstage, it's like all on autopilot as far as how to get people, how to do this, how to send the steps to them and stuff like that. But it's still a little vigorous, because when it's your baby, you still want to have your hands on top of it. So I'm still touching everything, but it's way easier than when we first started trying to just get kids to be in the game. We had over 800 nominations, so it wasn't hard to pick kids this year.
Yeah, we're watching video from the first year, and first thing I love the jerseys and the helmets. I mean, that's wonderful, and I know you do some work with that as well. But I think one of the cool things that you do, and I want you to touch upon this, is these are not always the biggest named kids that you may know, but yet a lot of these kids end up being very successful, and you guys are kind of going in the weeds.
Yes, what's going on is with the senior game, it was always started to be the best of the rest and the top private school kids, because they're not allowed to play in the Mississippi, Alabama. So we was getting kids that some people would say that are tier 3 kids or something like that because they don't miss 2 other picks, mixed with the top private school. And it just grew. All these kids are at different places now, turning into D1 football players, some playing big-time JUCO right now, and it's just a blessing to even see that with the senior game for sure.
And I'm guessing some of those kids that get picked for the other All-Star games call you up and say, hey, I still want to play.
Yeah, that's the first thing they do, but I try to tell them, look, I understand you want to play in this one and this one, but I try to keep it as fair as we possibly can with showcasing as many All-Stars as we possibly can through the state, and we just pick the same guys over and over. What are we really doing? I might as well shouldn't have even started it.
Yeah, we're not going to disparage the other All-Star games because they do a great job and they have some great talent in there. But I think with you take a lot of the smaller schools.
Correct.
And sometimes the smaller schools don't get the same recognition, but they may have a player or two that is at that level. They just don't get those looks. So talk about going into the Delta or some of these small towns.
Yes. Like my first year, like I was telling you, my first year doing it, we had a whole Delta staff on the north side, and it was they opened my eyes to the Delta. I never knew anything about the Delta. I'm from Philadelphia, Mississippi. I never knew anything about the Delta or any of those teams, and it just opened my eyes to so many guys that ain't no way that nobody knows about this kid. Got one left tackle that was playing at Cleveland Central. This man is playing at Miami University now. Nobody knew nothing about him. Yeah,
and they're undefeated and one of the top 5 teams in the country, but Miami liked him.
Yeah, but
they didn't care where he was from, did they?
But he actually got his first scholarship offer from the All-Star game.
Really?
He went to Holmes the first year Coach Woods was there. They picked him up at the practice. He went to Holmes, became the #1 left tackle in JUCO, and now he's at Miami University out from my All-Star game.
Yeah, talk about the idea of inviting the coaches too to come watch, because not only are you getting coaches from all over the state, but you're inviting the college coaches to come in as well.
Yes. The big thing about it, we used to be trying to scrape and pull to get the colleges to come. So when they first announced my All-Star game, we actually in a dead period, so you can't even have coaches there. But they waived it just for our All-Star game every year now. So last year, my one of the Coach Javancy, that coaches at Jackson State now, he called me, he was like, turn around real quick. I was running to the bank. He was like, turn around real quick. I came back and the whole parking lot was full of every head coach from every JUCO in the state of Mississippi.
Yeah, I bet you that's wonderful. What does this mean to you that you've seen something that you've built grow to this level?
Man, bro, I can't do nothing but smile, especially when I posted some clips from the first year on my page, and it just made me think, ain't no way this all happened, and I threw this together in 2.5 months the first year, and now it's a year-round thing with all the sports that we showcase.
All right, other than football, you do some other sports as well?
Yes, sir. We do basketball, and we added softball and baseball the last 2 years, and those have been big. So now our final installment is going to be to add the 8th grade to every sport now. So we'll be doing the same thing with 8th graders, yes.
How do you pick 8th graders?
Man, look, this was the most most hardest thing ever, but it started like that when I was picking the high schoolers too. People films wasn't updated, stats and stuff like that wasn't done. And of course in junior high, you don't have the emphasis to want to just jump on junior high games and record them. But now that you know that you got to have film to make my game, and so many kids that probably could have made my game didn't have film, you know what I'm saying? Now it's going to probably push the narrative to have more junior highs keeping stats and filming their games now, because that's how we pick them. If you don't have film, you can't be in our game. Sorry.